Hello, everyone. Look at your Minecraft. Now back to mine. Now back at your Minecraft. Now back to mine. Sadly, it's not mine, because this is 100, 150, 200, 300. Who the fuck even knows anymore? Subscribers. I've been trying to make this damn thing since a literal year ago. It is March 1st, 2020. The first section of this that you've seen, well, like the 50 and the 100 and the 200, that was fucking March 30th, 2019. I've been at this for a goddamn year because of stupid replay mod. Long story short, about a year ago, a little under a year ago, I wanted to make a 200 subscriber milestone video. Yay! So I decided I was going to build this church thing here, and I was going to build it using replay mod so that you could get a nice cool time-lapse video of all the things I'm building and everything cool about it. Then, after I've recorded 5 hours of this, I found out, replay mod actually needs a second subset program in order to function properly. Because until that point, trying to edit the footage was like pulling teeth out of a shark that keeps growing them back and biting at your face every single time you touch him. It would work fine for like the first couple minutes, then it would turn into a slot, then it would crash anytime you tried to rewind, like at all. Then it would turn into a slideshow and it would like randomly end up inside my head for no goddamn reason. And eventually, if you did somehow finish it, it would just outright crash. And it would completely undo the last 2 hours of work. And you'd have to do it all over again. Eventually, I moved computers. Eventually, I installed the proper submod, whatever the fuck that is. I don't fucking care anymore. And that still didn't help. It still didn't work. I moved computers, I reinstalled replay mod with the proper mod correctly, and then I made a new recording of just me like building a small box in a new world just to see if it works. Surprise, it doesn't work. Replay mod is absolute garbage. There is no point to it. It does not work. I wasted so many hours of my life trying to fix this stupid replay mod. I even sent the videos to some stranger on the internet, hoping he could figure it out. He couldn't do it either. It's all just wasted footage that I wasted my life on. And now we're here, a year later, I have like 20 minutes of footage, or like 20 minutes of footage, trimmed down maybe like 10 minutes of footage of me exploring this world and all the things that changed. As I tell you all the shit, I might show that at the end of this. I have like so much stuff that I did record thinking, this will be out in like a week maybe. But no, that never happened. And now we're here. And there's nothing I can do about that. So now here I am with a half-built church and nothing to do. So I'm going to call out for a little bit of backup. This is TamTroll. She is gonna be my lovely little assistant here, and she's gonna record me watching this video. Stop punching me, Talana. Sorry. Sorry. She can't say hi, unfortunately. She is a mute, but rest assured, she is happy to be here. See? Yep. She's gonna be running around in creative mode up here, or flying around, and recording me as I finish building off this church for what it's worth. It's not going to be as good as... No, Talana, you broke a thing. It's not going to be good as if it's not going to be as good as if it was done in replay mod, but that's about as close as we're going to get. This is just what we got to do. We got to replay mod is trash, so we got to improvise. Ain't that right? Yeah, that's what I thought. So, I'm going to get to work building this. Talana's going to be recording us, and hopefully everything will turn out fine. I'll see you guys in just a minute as we get set up.
There we go. Alright, so sorry about the little confusing and janky opening bit. That was just Talana trying to explore the initial place I'd already built in Replay Mod that didn't work. And it looks like I had sped that up at 300% speed, so 3 times speed, but the original time lapse I had was about 40 minutes long, so effectively what I did, that 40-minute video was most of it at 1,000 times speed, or like 1,000%, so 10 times speed. So what I did is I exported that and then just doubled it. So what you're seeing now is 20 times speed, and it's a bit more manageable in terms of time lapse. So some things might be a bit janky. Everything should be pretty smooth despite that opening volley. As you can see here, I am in a bit more reasonable of a time-lapse thing, so things should be alright. All that glowstone you're seeing was actually bought from villagers, as well as any emeralds or anything else you see. This world, you see, has never had another portal open. That's the main point of this world, is that as of this very moment, I have never been into the Nether. So this entire church is effectively a very fancy, elaborate way of creating a Nether portal. You might be wondering, maybe, how I'm getting the distribution of stone brick, mossy stone brick, and cracked stone brick. And effectively, what I'm doing is I have all 3 of them lined out on my hotbar, and while placing them, I am just rapidly tapping like 4, 5, and 6 on my keys to just randomly tap through the 3 at all times. So I'm just semi-randomly placing them down in as best a way as possible. Obviously, it's not perfect. I'm not actually sure how I feel about the look with the mossy and cracked stone brick. I kind of liked it with just pure stone brick, but a lot of people told me that it would have more detail. And with this way, I don't know. It's alright, so yeah, no big deal. A lot of what are they called? A lot of emerald blocks going on in this too. I had to basically create a villager farm to get as many of those as possible. Every resource you see here was gathered legit. It just took me an insanely long time. This is effectively a plan that I've been trying to do on and off for about 10 years now. Like, I'm pretty sure this started late 2010, maybe sooner. And it's just insane how long it took. A lot of procrastination, a lot of inability to just continue, a lot of not doing anything, a lot of doing things that aren't important that I see as important. Like, I built an entire road. I skipped a whole bunch of footage here because I accidentally recorded it in first person rather than from Talana's point of view. But yeah, I built an entire road from one place to another because I thought that was something I had to do first, despite it not having anything to do with it. And yeah, a lot of what you're seeing right now probably gets torn down later, like that big stone pillar that goes across the whole building, that gets removed and put back later. Effectively, at the start you probably saw me remove a bunch of blocks from this angle, and that was because I realized after the ending of the previous recording session, this was in like multiple, at least 8 separate recording sessions, all about an hour or 2 long, that I had actually accidentally built a whole bunch of stuff 1 block too high, so I had to tear it all down and put it all back up again. So, This whole structure is effectively one giant church that I had been designing for many, many years and finished after many, many years, and only recently got, like, as of last year, started building in the single-player world. Because, again, this has been a plan that I've been wanting to do for at least 10 years, likely more. We're currently working on a little bell tower. That's what you're gonna see here, is me working on the bell tower that kind of protrudes over the entire thing, along with a walkway that was originally intended for villagers to walk through and get to like a door in the back. But I'm starting to think that it might not be tall enough. Villagers are like 2.5 blocks tall or something, aren't they? And you can't. I think that's only a 2-block entrance there, where all the cobblestone is that I'm currently standing on. So yeah, I don't know. What I do know is that while building this particular piece of the church, I was listening in the background to all things D&D, particularly the episodes talking about the False Hydra encounter. That has absolutely nothing to do with what's going on in the video. I'm just remembering that because that's a pretty good story. If you don't if you don't listen to all things D&D, you should definitely give it a shot. As another stone pillar, I don't know if it would carry off to a whole village created in this style, but what I was kind of trying to convey with this particular group is that they had a lot of stone, or they used a lot of stone pillars and like solid stone rods to support their structures. I don't know how viable it is. I don't know how much it works. I don't know. And yeah, they're just using big rods of solid stone for decoration and some support. That's just a detail I thought was neat. It's kind of hard to see because I'm indoors and Talana isn't, but I'm currently building the bell itself, which is essentially just a big block of like 6 gold block. No, not 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12 gold blocks, I think. Here we're going to be working on the flying buttresses with a little fly around to see what we've got so far. Not entirely sure if this structure needs flying buttresses. Ooh, this footage is kind of janky. Sorry about that. Again, I think this was sped up and then sped up again. So yeah, here we go. Here we go, building the flying buttresses. There's 4 of them on each side, so the whole structure kind of resembles a weird 8-legged creature of some kind. With a structure of this kind, I don't think you technically need flying buttresses, but since I was building a church, and a lot of famous churches have flying buttresses, I thought, you know what, I want flying buttresses, so I found a way to incorporate flying buttresses into them. And flying buttresses are just a fun word to say. Yeah, I am pretty sure you really only ever need them for like very tall structures with thin walls, which this structure, it's pretty short, pretty wide, and has pretty thick walls as of now. So yeah, the original structure that I built on both a creative world and a multiplayer creative world was only 1 block thick, so kind of more justified there, but I did alter it in this particular construction to be 3 blocks thick. That's why there's this whole 3-block wide bit there at the top right that I gotta fill out later. I effectively wanted to make it thicker to be a little bit more fortified and allow for a bit more decoration. Here I am trying to fill in this 3-block wide area that I wasn't really too sure what to do. I had a partial plan from a creative world, but effectively I'm trying to stretch out a plan from a 1-block wide gap and make it into a 3-block wide one, which involves effectively tearing out all that stuff behind me, as you'll see me do soon, and just replacing it. See, there I am placing the same cobblestone, mossy cobblestone walls that I'll be tearing out any second now. Here we go, all that's got to go, and all that's got to go back to where I was just placing it. A few corrections, looks like I needed it to be a block higher. Yeah, a lot of correction like that. I have no idea what I'm doing in any of this. I am effectively flying by the seat of my pants. If you see me, here we go, Talana. At this point, I figured out how to turn on permanent daytime and roughly cycle out weather, so it wasn't as bad. I had no idea what to do here. Sorry for Talana's interface. I keep forgetting to close that sometimes. Yeah, I had no idea what to do about the front and back of these particular sections, because those weren't an issue in the original Inception. I think I kind of came up with something for them. It's really hard to say. There you go, doing the... I had to borrow Talana to recreate that particular design on the walls for the other side, because I had no idea what I was doing. Sorry about that little bit of jank again. Here we are creating the same flying buttresses and effectively repeating everything we saw on the previous end onto this end. It's... This entire structure does have a lot of repeating patterns, so that made things somewhat easy to replicate. Now, if you see me pausing for any amount of time, like, you know, there, there's a couple places where you'll just see me suddenly standing still. That would be me alt-tabbing to look into a third version of Minecraft that I have open. You know, I have me, Talana, and then a third in a creative world, and I'm just trying to study the structure that the already finished structure I have in that world, and figure out how I'm supposed to be recreating it in this one. And I probably made a couple mistakes. I know I made a couple mistakes and then fixed them. I don't know if there's any like ones that I didn't catch. It's really hard to tell. And there's that long stone pole going through all four flying buttresses again, kind of like being a central anchor that connects the four of them together. I don't know if that would actually make it more stable, most likely less stable, or, you know, if a strong wind or an earthquake happened, that thing would snap like a twig, most likely. You know, doing another flyby just to see what we do here. If you see a flyby like this, it probably means that I just ended a recording session. So we're going to have a lot of flybys like these, as I'm pretty sure I do one at the end of every recording session. This is probably the start of a new one, all over again. And again, just a repeat of what we saw on the other side. It's not too fantastic, not going to see anything super great. I do kind of worry that the structure might be a little bit busy. You see a lot of... It's a lot of gray. A lot of gray, a bit of green, some brown. And, you know, I kind of hope that it goes through. I don't know, I think I was... A lot of this, I think, was based heavily on like what I saw B00 making a couple years back during his Kingdoms world, I guess. I don't know what you call it. Building with B00 series, where he has like you know, a timber stone and a couple other kingdoms going on. I was trying to replicate that look from, I think, early around there. A lot of busy, a lot of mess. So a lot, in this case, it was a lot of cobblestone, a lot of stone bricks, a lot of stone. This is just effectively a structure of stone with a little bit of wood and some other material accents that may or may not fit in. I don't know. Maybe it's kind of hard on the eyes. But you know what, at this point, after spending 10 years trying to get to this point, I don't think I'm willing to change anything about it, you know? It's just like, it's effectively some form of sunk cost fallacy. Like it or not, it's what I got and it's what I'm doing. And I believe here we are starting to build the roof. Which also kind of allows me to fill in this interior hallway a bit. Again, Talana's got to turn off the rain, because you can't turn off the rain permanently, you can only turn it off for a long time. At least we have the internal sunlight, which makes things a little bit easier, prevents mobs from spawning here. This is effectively just one long roof covering a long hallway that just connects the bell tower to like a back porch. Again, not sure if villagers will even be able to walk through that. I don't know. I never actually tried. I never actually tested it. You know, villager AI can be finicky, especially in earlier versions. For those who don't know, this is Minecraft 1.7.10. So it's a lot earlier than like what you'll see recently. I think we're on like what 1.16, 1.17 now. Gonna fly by as we finish off the roof there. So yeah, this is like 10 versions behind, maybe more, of what we currently have as of July 2020. So things are a lot different. You know, I'm pretty sure the main reason I wanted to stay in this version was because I never liked the idea of being able to craft chiseled stone bricks, you know, little like circle blocks. And I wanted to utilize some of those in this structure, but I felt like it was cheating to be able to craft them. So instead, what I did is I wasted several months or going on and off on an adventure out into the world to look for jungle temples, which are the only source of chiseled stone bricks, and getting 3 every time. And by the time I got back, I'm pretty sure I realized I already had enough. Like, I just went out there and collected like 12 new chiseled stone bricks, and I didn't actually need them. So it was all a big waste of time, and it describes this world so much in so many ways. It's just giant waste of time, so many things I didn't need to do but did anyways. And again, here we go. We have only 2 blocks of space in this entire area. So I'm not even sure if a villager would be able to walk in this. Like, I'm scraping my head here against the roof, and yeah, villagers are slightly taller than I am, so it's honestly hard to say. What we're seeing right now, the pathway connecting to those side things, was not on the initial plan. Eventually, those side things with the long stone pillar, those were just supposed to be decoration, but since they're like 4 blocks wide now, I thought they kind of look like walkways now, so maybe there's some way I can connect them to the doors, to the patios, and I was kind of coming up with this on the fly. At this point, everything you're watching is just coming up on the fly, I'm pretty sure, because I had no idea what I was doing, to be perfectly honest. A lot of the setting everything to be 3 blocks wide, setting the walls to be 3 blocks wide and thick was not in the initial plan, so I had to be creative in some aspects, like the front of those walkways, the back of those walkways, a lot of stuff in between, the stairs, obviously. That was just supposed to be a straight-up balcony, but now it's a passageway onto the walkways. I was thinking of trying to put barrier blocks on top of those walkways to, prevent villagers from accidentally walking off if they actually got up there somehow. Turns out barrier blocks don't actually exist in this version. There's the bell in the bell tower that I was talking about earlier. A bit of a janky walkthrough of the whole place. Apologies if it's making you dizzy. I know it's making me dizzy. But I think with this, we actually have the entire church itself completed, and all we need now is a little bit of a population in here, and that's gonna involve coming over to here. This is 1.7.10 village farm, involving doors, and I have stored up here a lot of villager clerics. I think it's like 28 or something, and I gotta get them like across a biome into the church, which is going to involve a lot of rails and a lot of dirt, as you're seeing here. And never mind the donkeys, I got a little bit of a donkey breeding program going on as well, and here we go, just sending the villagers across, doing a whole Project Pokemon to send them across, and eventually I start bouncing back, so gotta fix that. Did accidentally forget to set Talana to record some of this, so some villagers are already there as it start, but they got all these spots for villagers to stand, for these clerics to stand in. And here come the next batch, as, I don't know, I thought this was a funny angle to watch from, just watching villagers zoom on by, and there I go, following after them. And these clerics up here are effectively supposed to be like the wise men, or the priests, or the judges, or jury, whatever you want to call them. They're supposed to be looking down at the main procession, at the main room of the core of the whole section, and just kind of judge whatever is going on there. They're the higher ups. They're the important ones. They're the ones who are judging you from above. Whatever. That's going to be relevant later. I think that's it, actually. I think this is it. Yeah, looking at time, we got 30 seconds left. I probably rambled a lot more than I intended to there, so apologies for that. But with that, we actually have this entire church done. It is finally done. This 10 years of work to get to this point, and we are finally freaking done. I don't know how we did it. I don't know how I did it. It took a lot of work, way too much work. It took way too long. I should have done this like 5-8 years ago. This was supposed to be done long before now, but here we are. And there we go. Just cut out a couple more dirt blocks that I missed, and oof, that was a lot of effort. Well, that certainly took a long time. This whole thing probably took several hours, both in recording and editing. And, that time lapse, that was pretty long itself. So, yeah, I'm kind of worn out on this whole project. I just want to get this recording done, and I've been hesitating on it for so dang long already. I don't know about you guys, but maybe now that the Nether update is out, and now that this is done, I can finally do this thing I've been wanting to do since 10 years ago. Like, I'm kind of nervous about doing it now that the Nether update is out. Like, I feel like someone else has probably already done it by now, or, yeah, I just want to get back to watching Hermitcraft, to be honest. I've been trying to avoid spoilers for the Nether update this whole time, and things have, Talana, did you destroy another chest? Yeah. Sorry, Talana's... You know what, I'll just pick this up. There we go. Right, anyways. Yeah, the Nether update has been out for a while. I'm eager to get into that, and maybe this is my chance, Maybe I can finally start my dream of being a Minecraft YouTuber. Maybe. Maybe someday. I feel like I might need to update my skin at some point, though. I've been meaning to do that. I made mine was made, then I made Talana's, then I made a bunch more, and mine's just kind of been neglected this whole time, so... Yeah, maybe. Maybe. In the meantime, I think that's going to be it for this whatever amount of subscriber milestone. I'm gonna have to see you next time, guys. I don't even know what to say anymore. I just want to get this done. I just want to get this done. Maybe get into the Nether update. Maybe do this. A whole bunch of stuff has just got to be done, and yeah, maybe I'll get back to making videos sometime soon, huh? That'd be nice. So, from Talana and me, I have to say thank you everyone so much for watching. Be sure to leave a like if you liked it. Don't if you didn't. My name is TamTroll. This is supposed to be Nether Survival. That's Talana. And we will see you next time. Farewell.